Thanks to a stunning breakthrough in molecular biology, you could enjoy deep sleep every night, wake up to feel like new joints every morning, and infuse your life with energy, zest, and joy. That's not just a promise, it's a guarantee. In the next 3 minutes, I'm going to reveal a stunning breakthrough in molecular biology. A breakthrough so extraordinary, at first you may say that's impossible. There's just no way. But before you dismiss it as science fiction, do yourself a big favor and consider the facts from Harvard Medical School, the proof from Johns Hopkins University, and the evidence from Nobel Prize-winning biochemist Dr. Roger Guillemin. As you'll see, this is absolutely real and it's changing lives in a profound way. In short, this breakthrough, I call it molecular transmosis, offers two powerful benefits. I'm talking about deep, restful sleep every night, feel like new joints, virtually pain-free every morning. And as a result, people just like you are enjoying renewed energy, unbounded joy, and a long-forgotten zest for life. In fact, this breakthrough is so powerful that it's creating an unprecedented frenzy. Folks in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond are reporting it works so fast. Already over 18,683 people have experienced molecular transmosis, and the rave reviews are pouring in. Just listen to what Theo K. has to say. I could feel the difference immediately. My knee feels almost back to normal. I can walk 5 miles with no pain. I would put it up there as a natural miracle. And Walt C. says, I'm a true believer. Marla S. says, I have no pain whatsoever. Amazing. You heard that right, amazing. And it could change yours too. If you've ever felt your knees ache, hips hurt, or fingers throb, then molecular transmosis could be the healing miracle you've been longing for. Listen, I've been an MD, licensed medical doctor, for over 30 years, and I've never heard this kind of pure, unadulterated gratitude for any type of joint relief on the planet. No shot, no cream, no balm, nothing. Like I said, over 18,000 folks have experienced this breakthrough, and many have written to tell us their own story. But what about you? Could molecular transmosis really change your life as well? Well, given the evidence, I'm confident it could. But let me ask you 3 quick questions to find out for sure. First, were you born before 1966? Second, do you ever have trouble sleeping? Third, do you ever wake in the morning with stiff joints that ache throughout the day? If you answered yes to these 3 questions, then there's just no doubt this joint healing phenomenon was made with you in mind. Imagine putting your head on the pillow each night and slipping peacefully into a deep, restful sleep. Imagine no waking up, no tossing and turning, just blissful rest. Imagine waking in the morning, virtually pain-free. Imagine no aching knees, no throbbing shoulders, no stiff fingers that take till noon to loosen up. Yes, that's right, a deep, restful sleep every night. Loose, limber, feel like new joints every morning. Imagine how that could impact your day. Bounding out of bed without bracing yourself, charging up the stairs, working in the garden, sauntering around the block, walking your dog to the park, playing with your grandchildren in the yard, all without giving your joints a second thought. Come dinner time, you'll have that good and tired feeling, the ready-to-relax sensation you get from a life lived to the fullest. Best of all, come bedtime, you put your head on the pillow, sink into the mattress, and drift off into deep, peaceful sleep, night after night after night. Sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? But it's not. It all comes down to a revolutionary breakthrough in molecular biology, a breakthrough I'm calling molecular transmosis. As you'll see in just a minute, molecular transmosis is inspired by some very complex Nobel Prize-winning science performed at a cellular level. I'm talking deep inside your body while you're sleeping. You won't even know it's happening. And yet, if you are longing for deep sleep every night, if you're desperate for feel-like new joints every morning, if you are wanting more energy and zest, the next few minutes will give you cause for joyous celebration. Hey, if you're like most folks, you're going to want to share this news with your friends and loved ones. By all means, please do. They'll most certainly be grateful. I'll give you the details in a moment. Plus, I'll show you how to try out this miracle joint breakthrough for yourself, risk-free. But first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Alan Spreen, MD. I'm Chief Medical Advisor for North Star Nutritionals. For the last 30 years, I've been a licensed physician. Before that, I'm proud to say I was a competitive diver and even won a few medals. And although I never competed in the Olympics, I did coach the U.S. diving team in the Olympic Games. I don't mention this to brag, but rather so you'll understand. Robust physical activity is important to me. It impacts my energy level, my mood, my happiness, everything. With that in mind, I'd like to share something very intimate and personal. Now, if you're in your 30s or 40s, this may not sound familiar. But if you're over 50, I think you can relate. You see, I'm 66 years old, and in my early 50s, 3 things happened, all at once, that really hit me hard. And it wasn't just me. My patients, my friends, seemed like most folks my age were experiencing the same 3 things. A trifecta of aging, if you will. First, I started having trouble sleeping. Not just trouble getting to sleep, I kept tossing and turning, looking at the clock all night long. Second, I was waking up with stiff joints that ached all day long. Ever have that? If so, you know what comes next. That's right, you're exhausted. Lack of sleep plus discomfort takes the life out of you. Your energy is zapped. Your mood is low. Getting through the day becomes work rather than the joy it should be. Look, I'm 67 on my next birthday. I'm not ready to throw in the towel. That's why I decided to do something about it. I consulted some of the most astute minds on the planet. I also dug into extensive neuroscience from places like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins. And I pored over studies from Nobel Prize winners like Dr. Marshall Nierenberg of the United States, Dr. Gunter Blobel of Germany, and Dr. Rolf Zinkernagel of Switzerland. What I found was truly amazing, pure scientific genius. That's why I've dubbed this phenomenon molecular transmosis. And at this moment, it is changing lives in a profound and lasting way. Quite frankly, it solves 2 of the most pressing issues folks over 50 occasionally experience. 1, lack of deep sleep that can leave you exhausted. 2, stiff aching joints that can last all day. And here's the thing. By addressing these 2 issues, this breakthrough could impact nearly every area of your life. Energy, mood, optimism, everything. Imagine putting your head on the pillow tonight, getting a solid 8 hours of deep slumber, and waking up in the morning in a brand new body, well rested, free of pain, loose and limber, ready to take on the day with the vim and vigor you had as a young buck just starting out. Yes, I realize it sounds like a dream come true. It may be a bit hard to believe. That's why I've made arrangements for you to try this phenomenon out for yourself, firsthand, risk-free. I'll give you the details in a moment, but first let me show you how molecular transmosis works. And let's start at the beginning with what I consider the fuel of life. That's right, I'm talking about sleep. I think you'll agree, sleep is vital. Just ask someone who's not getting enough. Unfortunately, 60 million Americans are sleep deprived, and as we age, it gets worse. Some folks resort to sleeping aids, completely understandable. I wouldn't try them myself since I've learned that folks who use various sleep aids have a higher risk of problems. No thanks, and there's something else. You see, sleep alone isn't enough. You need a special kind of deep sleep called slow wave. Slow wave sleep occurs deep in the sleep cycle, after dreaming, when your entire body is totally still. You can't get it by drifting off for an hour or 2. But it's critical that you get slow wave because when you do, something incredible happens. You see, during slow wave sleep, your body releases a powerful substance that regenerates your old, tired, worn-out joints. Yes, I said regenerates your old joints. Point is, not only do you wake up rested and ready to take on the day, but you wake up with feel-like new joints. I'm talking about brand new knees, knuckles, hips, and shoulders. Sounds impossible, I know, but before you dismiss it, let's travel back in time to October 14th, 1977. That's the day biochemist Dr. Roger Guillemin received the Nobel Prize in Medicine for discovering the peptide production of the brain. And this is where things start to get incredible. Further investigation of the brain shows that during sleep, the anterior pituitary gland in your brain releases a polypeptide called somatotropin. Somatotropin has been shown in a small preliminary study on young men and in an in vitro study that it could help stimulate the growth of new cartilage. As you may know, cartilage is what cushions and lubricates our joints. It actually serves as a buffer where our bones connect, absorbing the shock of daily activity. As we get older, our cartilage wears thin, reducing protection from friction in the joint. That's the occasional pain you feel in your knees, hips, and knuckles. In short, your joints take a beating every day, kind of like old worn-out shock absorbers. But remember, somatotropin may stimulate the growth of new cartilage. In fact, the moment somatotropin reaches your knees, knuckles, and hips, it could begin to replace your old, tired, worn-out joints with fresh new cartilage. Yes, that's right, it's like getting new shock absorbers. On the flip side, if you don't get enough quality sleep, your body's ability to produce somatotropin can decrease, which could leave your joints thirsty like an underwatered plant withering away. And here's the thing. Your brain can release a very high amount of somatotropin when you're in the deep spell-like sleep called slow wave. Remember, slow wave sleep only occurs deep in the sleep cycle. In fact, it's called slow wave because even your brain's electrical frequency slowed to less than 1 hertz. It's during this spell-like state that your brain releases somatotropin. Now, you can't get slow wave with an afternoon nap. And you can't get it if you're tossing and turning all night, looking at the clock every hour or so. You need long stretches of deep, uninterrupted sleep. So how do you get to that spell-like, slow-wave state so your brain can release somatotropin? I spent over 7 years digging into this question. I must say it's a perplexing problem. The folks at Harvard didn't have the answer I was looking for. Johns Hopkins didn't either, and neither did the Mayo Clinic. Sure, they all had an assortment of natural sleep aids everyone has tried. Nothing quite met my standards, until I came across the transcript of an interview given by sleep expert Clete Kushida, MD, back in the 1990s. Now, Dr. Kushida was the medical director of the world-renowned Stanford Center for Sleep Sciences. He's an absolute expert on sleep and sleep patterns. What he said in the interview offered up the missing link I'd been seeking, and after some additional research, I came away with a mind-blowing solution. It is, without question, your first-class ticket into a spell-like slow-wave slumber. This unique substance is called valerianic acid, or VENA. I realize that's a scary-sounding name, but this miracle substance should not be ignored. You see, VENA is completely natural. In fact, it's derived from a beautiful white flower blossom found in Europe and parts of Asia. It actually looks like a magnificent cloud, or a giant fluffy pillow. Yes, so big and soft that you could just let go and sink down into it for a deep, restful sleep every night. The great part is, VENA is so gentle, butterflies use it to nourish their young. Now, VENA has a unique molecular makeup containing 15 carbon atoms, 22 hydrogen atoms, as well as 2 oxygen atoms. This one-of-a-kind molecular composition is unlike anything else in the entire universe and allows VENA to do something absolutely remarkable. This may sound a bit scientific, so bear with me. VENA is thought to be a positive allosteric modulator of your brain's GABA receptors. In other words, VENA could activate your GABA receptors. As you may know, GABA is a substance produced by your brain, and it's actually a neurotransmitter that can block brain chemicals that keep you awake. In other words, GABA switches off your brain so you can relax and go to sleep. This is a natural process we are born with. It's the essence of deep, restful sleep. You've heard the term sleep like a baby. Well, it's true. Babies are born with the natural GABA sleep system in place. Problem is, as we age, GABA levels can deplete. In fact, a new study shows that people who do not get enough sleep have GABA levels 30% below normal, and it explains why sleep gets harder as we get older. When GABA levels get too low, you've got no way to shut off the brain. And even when you do shut it off, it turns on again before you're fully rested. No GABA means no slow-wave sleep. But remember, VENA may activate your GABA receptors. I repeat, VENA may activate your GABA receptors. And when you take VENA in the exact right potency, at just the right dose, it's linked to increased time in slow-wave sleep. That means you could maximize your somatotropin production, the very thing you need to nourish tired, worn-out joints. I've dubbed this process molecular transmosis because it works on a molecular level to transfer benefits from one part of your body, your GABA receptors, to a different part of your body, your joints, with extraordinary results. It's like a kind of biological alchemy, total transformation from within. Imagine the impact this could have on every area of your life. Deep, restful sleep every night. I'm talking about deep, slow-wave slumber that rejuvenates your mind and body. And every morning you can wake up to feel like new joints. So loose, limber, and virtually pain-free. You know what that means. You can take on the day, every day, with an abundance of energy, joy, and zest for life. Now, to make it convenient for you, I've put the ideal dose of Vena, 1.8 milligrams, in a powerful formula called LunaFlexPM. Already, over 18,683 people have tried LunaFlexPM, and hundreds of rave reviews are flooding our offices. For example, Theo K. was so thrilled after trying LunaFlexPM, he sent us a long letter bursting with enthusiasm. This is what he told us. LunaFlex is far superior to other joint products that I've tried. I would put it up there as a natural miracle. My knee feels almost back to normal, no pain waking up. I could feel the difference immediately. I thought this can't be happening. I've been keeping records of my exercise and progress has been amazing. Theo's pretty happy, but he's not done yet. You can use me as living proof. My knee feels back to normal. I can walk 5 miles with no pain, play golf, and am feeling great. I am afraid to quit using the product. I would not like to go back to the way it was. Thank you. Thank you, Theo, for your faith and trust. Of course, Theo's not alone, not by a long shot. Over 18,600 folks have given LunaFlexPM a try, folks from all over the country. Just listen to what Walt C. wrote to tell us. Thank you for this product. It's great. I'm a true believer. I'm much more limber and feel like I in fact have new joints. I feel like I sleep more soundly also. Again, over 18,683 people have already tried LunaFlexPM. Marla S. was so delighted she contacted us immediately to say, "Amazing, I noticed a difference the very next day. The big difference for me is getting up in the morning. I have no pain whatsoever." Did she say she has no pain whatsoever? Yes, that's exactly what she said, and I don't blame her for bragging. Make no mistake, LunaFlex is changing lives, and it can change your life as well. Here are some of the words 2 folks are using to describe LunaFlexPM. Miraculous, ego-boosting, quick, fast, relief. All it takes is a try, and it doesn't matter if you're 50 or 60, 70, 80, or even 90 years old. Regardless of age, God has granted us each with the same promise. Just one day, from morning till nightfall. Doesn't it make sense to make each day the best it can be? Rested, pain-free, full of joy and energy. Again, don't take my word for it. Try it out and see for yourself. Yes, that's the prudent thing to do, don't you think? With that in mind, I've set aside some fresh bottles of LunaFlexPM, seal-wrapped and ready for you to try risk-free. Please understand, this is your bottle to try at your leisure, without risk. I'll tell you how to send for yours in just a moment. But first, there's something else I want you to know about LunaFlexPM, something very important. You see, Vena is not the end of the LunaFlexPM miracle. It's the beginning. In fact, Vena is only the first of 3 potent ingredients in LunaFlexPM. Alone, each of these substances is remarkable. And that is why we mix them together in just the right way so they can work simultaneously to deliver life-changing joint support, literally while you sleep. Vena starts things off by gently lulling you into a deep, slow wave sleep. Your brain then releases somatotropin, which quickly makes its way to your joints where it begins the joint regeneration process. Now here's the great part. When the somatotropin arrives at your joints, surprise, it's going to find 2 powerful allies already busy transforming your tired, worn-out joints. The second substance in LunaFlexPM is called UC2 undenatured collagen. This is very important because collagen is the most abundant protein in the whole body. It's basically the glue that holds everything together. And it so happens that your joint cartilage is made of collagen. Point is, if you want feel-like new joints, you need prime grade A collagen. Be careful because not any collagen will do. In fact, when it comes to LunaFlexPM, I insist we use exactly 40 milligrams of UC2 undenatured collagen. That's because this unique form of collagen sends messages to your body's joints to clean up any old, worn-out tissue. Amazing. Think of a construction site. You want to put up a brand new building, you got to clear away the old rubble, right? Otherwise, you end up with snags, crags, and an unstable foundation. UC2 collagen is different from other joint remedies. Incredibly, it clears away the old rubble, creating the perfect environment for new cartilage to be made. And the results speak for themselves. In 4 different clinical studies, UC2 undenatured collagen was shown to improve joint comfort, flexibility, and mobility. Now, some doctors will tell you that the best way to optimum joint health is to use a combination of glucosamine and chondroitin. You may have tried this duo yourself. Good choice. It works. It works very well, in fact. But UC collagen operates on a whole different level. Remember, you got to clear the foundation if you want optimum results. And there's no disputing the evidence. In fact, in a head-to-head trial, UC2 offered 240% more relief than glucosamine and chondroitin. Yes, that's right, 240% more relief. Seriously, that's the difference between going strong all day and collapsing in a heap of discomfort by noon. Listen to this. In the double-blind study comparing UC2 against glucosamine and chondroitin, all patients taking UC2 undenatured collagen blew the G and C group out of the water, scoring 3 times higher than the G and C group in improvement of movement, flexibility, less pain, and increased ability to perform daily activities. Look, I don't know how else to translate those results other than to say, no more worrying about joint pain or stiffness. And with somatotropin being generated while you sleep, combining UC2 collagen will give you that 1-2 punch that frees you up to rule the day from morning till night. As a medical doctor with over 30 years' experience, let me make a suggestion. When you receive your bottle in the mail, I want you to make note of the changes beyond the relief of pain and stiffness. I want you to notice if you have increased energy. I want you to notice if your mood is lifted. I want you to notice if your physical confidence skyrockets. These are the little things that make big differences in life, so pay attention. And please, I want you to take your time. This is entirely on your schedule. There's absolutely no pressure to move at anyone else's pace. This is your life, and you're the one in charge. Now, there's one more substance in LunaFlexPM, and this one is truly a game changer. It might surprise you because it has to do with inflammation. As you may know, inflammation can be annoying. It's just a natural immune response that is designed to help protect your body, but left unchecked, it could do more harm than good. Like rust in your gears grinding everything to a painful halt. Remember the Wizard of Oz? Remember when Dorothy and the Scarecrow found the old Tin Man? Rusted, stiff, creaking, wincing? The poor guy could barely move. That's how our joints start to feel once we hit 50 or so. Ever had your fingers stiff when you wake up? Ever had your knees creak when your feet hit the floor in the morning? Ever feel uncomfortable when you reach for your morning coffee because your shoulder and elbows ache? That's inflammation at work, rusting you up like the old Tin Man. Point is, you've got to control inflammation if you want to enjoy life. And I do mean enjoy life. Remember when Dorothy and the Scarecrow broke out the oil can and got the Tin Man lubricated? That's right, he was immediately transformed from a clunky box of rusty bolts into Fred Astaire, dancing up a storm, laughing and smiling, skipping down the yellow brick road like a spry teen on his way to the prom, loving life all the way. Remember, with LunaFlexPM, you'll have a good night's sleep helping to stimulate somatotropin, combined with UC2 undenatured collagen, building feel-like new joints. But what good are new joints if inflammation is just going to muck up the gears? That's why I've included a third substance in LunaFlexPM. It's called Humulus lupulus. Never heard of it? That's no surprise. You see, Humulus lupulus is a plant cultivated in Poland, Albania, and a handful of other locations around the globe. And it's actually a flower, pretty ordinary in and of itself. But here's the thing. Humulus lupulus contains a special kind of component. In fact, it's called alpha oil. Now don't worry, this is a different kind of oil than the Tin Man used. And when it comes to getting you rocking and rolling, it's even better. First of all, alpha oil has been found to be safe in animals when taken at high doses daily for 4 weeks. And it's so darn good for you when it comes to inflammation. You see, alpha oil helps regulate the COX-2 enzyme production, helping curb runaway inflammation. At the same time, it could help inhibit the GSK pathway and reduce inflammatory markers associated with bone and cartilage. In plain English, alpha oil helps inflammation in a profound and significant way. Now, if you wake up feeling sore and stiff, you know that even a small improvement could make a difference. I think you'll agree, even 5% would help take the edge off. And a 10% improvement would feel like nirvana, total bliss. But imagine if you could feel like that. That's what's so incredible about alpha oil. In one study, it reduced overall joint discomfort in subjects taking about 1,800 milligrams by a staggering 45%. Better still, folks say it starts working immediately, the second it hits your joints. Quite frankly, by taking LunaFlexPM, it's as if you've taken an oil can to your rusted knuckles, knees, hips, and shoulders. Plus, as it works while you sleep, you can wake up loose, limber, and raring to go. Just like the old Tin Man bounding down the yellow brick road, full of joy, glee, and reckless abandon. Now let me summarize everything you get in LunaFlexPM. First, you've got Vena, helping lull you into a deep, spell-like, slow-wave sleep. Of course, this could give you the fuel of life, blissful slumber all night long. Plus, while in slow-wave sleep, your brain is better able to release somatotropin, which has been found to regenerate your old, tired, worn-out joints. In addition, you've got UC2 undenatured collagen, signaling your joints to clean up the foundation and then helping laying down prime new cartilage like a master craftsman. And to top it off, you've got alpha oil balancing inflammation, leaving your joints feeling comfortable so you can go strong all day long. Add it all up and you could get a deep, restful sleep every night and wake up to feel like new joints every morning. In my opinion, LunaFlexPM is a must for anyone over 50 who wants to live life to the fullest, deep into their golden years. And I'm not alone in my thinking. Already 18,683 people have LunaFlexPM, and the reviews are pouring in. Let me remind you what some folks are saying. Remember Theo? I could see the difference immediately. A natural miracle. I can walk 5 miles with no pain, play golf, and am feeling great. And Walt says, feel like I have new joints. I'm a true believer. Marla says, it works. I feel amazing. I notice a difference the very next day. The biggest difference I notice is getting up in the morning. I have no pain whatsoever. Let me say it again. I have no pain whatsoever. Over 18,683 folks have given it a try, and it can change your life too. All you need do is give it a try. As I mentioned, I've set aside a few fresh bottles, and I'd like to send one to you completely risk-free. That way you can experience the LunaFlexPM magic for yourself. Just let me know your best mailing address and keep your eyes peeled. When you get your bottle, give it a try at your leisure. Remember, you're the one in charge, and this is entirely on your pace with no pressure or obligation whatsoever. Give yourself some time to evaluate it properly. After you've had a chance to get a feel for how it works, you can decide later if it's right for you. I think that makes the most sense, don't you? Now, this brings us to a bit of a dilemma. You see, because of the incredible life-changing prowess of LunaFlexPM, we're experiencing a tremendous demand surge. Quite frankly, new orders are pouring in every day, and once folks try it, they want more for themselves, their families, and their friends. Consequently, we do have a bit of a supply crunch. In fact, we've literally run out of supply in the past just trying to keep up with demand. In short, folks who desperately need LunaFlexPM have gone without. That's why I urge you to order your bottle immediately. Let me be right up front about this. This LunaFlexPM risk-free invitation is going to our preferred friends list. That's over 1 million health-conscious folks just like you. And most of these folks are over 50. So I expect response to be overwhelming. Quite frankly, we could be looking at another sellout. First come, first served, and I'd hate to see you miss out. Let's do it this way. Go ahead and hit order now at the bottom of the page. The moment you do, we'll send your bottle of LunaFlexPM. When it arrives, I suggest you inspect the bottle to ensure it is properly sealed and fresh. If all is well, give it a try at your leisure. You're in for a treat. You might even want to order more than one bottle to have your spouse try it at the same time. Now what you want to do is take LunaFlexPM about 1 hour before bedtime. Just 1 dose before bed each night. That's all it will take. Now just lie back and relax. What you're going to experience is subtle. It's not going to knock you out instantly like something you might have tried in the past. You may feel a sense of contentment as you drift off naturally, headed for deep, slow-wave sleep. Each morning I want you to pay close attention to how you feel. Ask yourself these questions. Did you sleep all night? Did you wake up feeling fully refreshed? How do your joints feel? Are they loose, limber, pain-free? Do you feel as if you've been somehow transported into a new body? As you go throughout each day, take notice of what you're experiencing. Is your energy level high? Do you feel like you could go all day? Be careful not to overdo it because your muscles may not be used to the kind of energy you're ready to unleash. Is your mood elevated? Do you feel a sense of optimism that's been missing lately? And finally, how do you feel at the end of the day each day? Do you have that good old-fashioned tired feeling, the normal kind of ready-for-bed satisfaction you'd expect from a day well lived? Go ahead and give it a full month risk-free. Just take note of your personal experience. At the end of 30 days, I'm absolutely confident you'll be able to say, I'm getting a deep, restful sleep every night, and I'm waking up to feel like new joints every morning. In fact, I flat-out guarantee it. Remember, over 18,683 folks have already given LunaFlexPM a try with incredible results. Orders are flooding in so fast, we've run out of supply numerous times just trying to keep up with demand. But if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Like I said, this is a risk-free offer. Just send your LunaFlexPM bottle back, even if it's empty, and I'll promptly send you a full refund of your most recent order. No questions asked. No hassles, just a big thank you for giving LunaFlexPM a try. Now you're probably wondering how much LunaFlexPM costs. That's the best part. In fact, when you see the price on the order form, you'll understand why we've run out of inventory numerous times. Seriously, you're going to be tempted to order a full year's supply for yourself and all your friends. And that'd be an excellent idea because, as you'll see on the order form, the more bottles you order, the more you save. But regardless of how many bottles you decide to order, know this, you are always protected under my 100% money-back guarantee. That means that if at any time you are not fully thrilled with LunaFlexPM for any reason, simply return your empty bottle and get a full refund of your most recent order. No questions asked. And get this, I'm so certain that you'll get a good sleep every night and wake with feel-like-new joints every morning, I'm offering a no-limit guarantee. That means if in 30 days, or 30 months, or 30 years, you decide LunaFlexPM is not for you, for any reason, go ahead and send back your most recent order. You'll get a prompt and cheerful refund, no questions asked. I think you'll agree that's as fair as it gets. Please click the Order Now button at the bottom of the page. You'll be taken immediately to our secure order page, where you can let us know exactly where you want your fresh trial bottles sent. If you act now, you'll also get a free membership in our auto delivery service. That means not only will you get free shipping, but our system will automatically alert us when your bottle is about to run out. That way, with your permission, we can recharge the card you used today and ship you a new bottle right on time. Again, you'll get free shipping. And of course, it's completely risk-free. You can pause or cancel the delivery service at any time. It won't cost you a dime. One last thing. As I mentioned, this LunaFlexPM trial invitation is being sent to our preferred friends, a list of health-minded folks, over 1 million strong. Most of these folks are over 50, and most of them will likely want to try LunaFlexPM immediately. That means I can only make this offer available while the trial bottles last. So please do yourself a favor and order your bottle now. That way you can experience LunaFlexPM for yourself. You can see firsthand if you get a deep, restful sleep every night. You can evaluate for yourself if you wake up with feel-like new joints every morning. You can gauge your energy levels and see if they bound off the charts. You can notice if your mood lifts, leaving you with a sense of optimism. Keep in mind, this is for you. You decide if LunaFlexPM is right for you on your own terms, and you are protected by our 100% risk-free lifetime guarantee. Point is, you can always send your bottle back for a prompt refund. I'd really hate to see you miss out on what could be the most transformational experience of your entire life. Give LunaFlexPM a try now. You'll be so glad you did, and that's a promise. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Alan Spreen.